The message traveled through space for over 50 years. A simple greeting, a peaceful hello from Earth to anyone who might be listening. No one expected an answer. Yet on a quiet Tuesday morning, the Deep Space Monitoring Station in Nevada picked up a signal. It wasn't random noise, it was a response. Jack Miller was eating breakfast when the call came. As commander of Earth's small defense fleet, he rarely received urgent messages before 7 a.m. He answered with a mouthful of cereal. "Commander Miller, we need you at headquarters immediately," said the voice on the other end. Jack didn't ask questions. He threw on his uniform and drove to the base. When he arrived, the control room was buzzing with activity. Lisa Green, the head science officer, waved him over to her screen. "Look at this," she said, pointing to a series of waves on her monitor. "It's a signal, Commander, from deep space, and it's heading our way." "Are you sure it's not one of ours?" Jack asked. Lisa shook her head. "Definitely not. The pattern is unlike anything we've ever seen, and there's more." She pulled up another screen showing a radar image. "We've got objects approaching Earth. Big ones." Within hours, the news spread worldwide. Alien ships were coming to Earth. World leaders called emergency meetings. People looked to the sky with hope and fear. 3 days later, the ships arrived. 7 massive vessels entered Earth's orbit. They were beautiful in a strange way, smooth, curved shapes that seemed to glow from within. Earth sent messages of peace. The aliens, who called themselves Galdorians, responded with friendly words. They requested a meeting with Earth's leaders on their main ship. "I don't like it," said Sam Peterson, a lieutenant who worked in communications. He was studying the alien messages in his small office away from the main control room. "What don't you like?" asked Jack, who had stopped by to check on Sam's progress. "Something feels off about their language patterns," Sam explained. "There are hidden signals beneath the main message. I've been trying to decode them." Jack trusted Sam's instincts. "Keep working on it, but don't tell anyone else yet. We don't want to cause panic." The next day, a delegation from Earth prepared to visit the alien ship. Jack was chosen to lead the group, along with Lisa and representatives from major world governments. Just before they left, Sam burst into the room. His face was pale. "Commander, you can't go up there. I decoded their hidden messages. They're not here for peace." Sam showed them his findings. The secret communications revealed the Galdorians' true plan. They saw Earth as a resource to be harvested. Humans would be useful as labor. They had done this 17 times before to other worlds. "We need to cancel the meeting," Jack said. It was too late. The Galdorians, realizing their code had been broken, launched their attack. Beams of energy shot down from their ships, targeting major cities and military bases. The orbital stations exploded one by one. Thousands died in the first hour. Earth's military responded, but their weapons seemed useless against the alien shields. Fighter jets were swatted from the sky like flies. In his underground lab, Dr. Alan Wright watched the attack unfold on his screens. For years, he had worked on a secret defense project based on quantum technology. No one had taken him seriously. Now it was Earth's only hope. "Activate the shield," he told his team. They had built projectors in key locations around the planet, hiding them from both public and government eyes. Alan pressed the final button himself. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then a faint blue glow appeared in the sky, spreading like a dome over key areas. When the next alien beam hit, it bounced off. The Galdorians fired again and again, but the shield held. In the command center, Jack stared at the screens in amazement. "What's happening?" he asked. Lisa checked the readings. "Some kind of quantum shield technology. It's disrupting their energy weapons." The alien ships repositioned, concentrating, their fire on single points. The shield wavered but didn't break. After hours of failed attacks, the Galdorian ships pulled back. "They're retreating," Lisa said, disbelief in her voice. "Not retreating," Jack corrected. "Regrouping. They didn't expect resistance. Now they'll come back with a better plan." In the days that followed, Dr. Wright explained his shield technology to world leaders. It would protect them temporarily, but it required enormous energy and couldn't cover the entire planet forever. "How long do we have?" the president asked. "The shields will last 6 months, maybe a year at most," Alan explained. "After that, the power systems will burn out." Jack stood up at the meeting. "Then we have 6 months to prepare. The Galdorians think we're easy prey. They didn't expect us to have advanced technology. That surprise won't work twice." Around the world, people watched footage of the attack. Fear turned to anger, then to determination. Old enemies put aside their differences. If humanity wanted to survive, they needed to stand together. In Russia, military leaders shared their cold-weather combat tactics. In Japan, robotics experts designed new defense systems. In Brazil, scientists worked on biological countermeasures. Jack oversaw the formation of a unified Earth Defense Force. Nations contributed their best soldiers and equipment. They trained day and night, preparing for a war unlike any humanity had fought before. Lisa led a team studying the alien technology from debris that had fallen to Earth. "Their ships use some kind of neural network," she reported. "They're all connected, sharing information instantly." Sam continued decoding Galdorian communications. "They're confused," he told Jack. "In all their previous conquests, the local species surrendered or was easily defeated. They don't understand why we're different." In his lab, Alan worked tirelessly to improve the shield technology. He knew it wouldn't be enough on its own. Earth needed weapons that could fight back. 1 month after the attack, Jack stood on the roof of the command center looking up at the stars. Somewhere out there, the Galdorians were planning their return. Earth had survived the first contact, but it had gone terribly wrong. "We're not ready yet," he said quietly to himself. "But we will be." Inside his pocket, his phone buzzed with a message from Lisa. "Found something in the alien tech. A weakness. Come quickly." Jack took one last look at the night sky before heading inside. The real work was just beginning. Humanity had 6 months to prepare for a fight that would determine their survival, and they would not go quietly. 6 months passed quickly. Earth had changed. Cities now had shield generators on tall buildings. Schools taught children how to respond to alien attacks. Soldiers trained with new weapons designed to fight the Galdorians. Captain Olivia Ross stood on the bridge of her ship, the Defender. It was Earth's newest spacecraft, built with technology learned from studying alien debris. The ship was fast and had strong shields, but it was small compared to Galdorian vessels. "All systems ready, Captain," said her pilot, Eric Johnson. "Take us out," Olivia ordered. The Defender left Earth's orbit. Their mission was simple but dangerous: travel beyond the solar system to look for signs of the Galdorian fleet. Earth needed to know when and where they would return. For 3 weeks they found nothing. Then, near a small moon orbiting a gas giant, they detected strange energy readings. "It's not Galdorian," said Olivia, studying the data. "But it's definitely not natural." "Should we investigate?" Eric asked. Olivia nodded. "Carefully." The Defender approached the moon slowly. As they got closer, they saw structures built into the rocky surface. Someone had made a base there. "We're being scanned," warned Eric. Before Olivia could respond, a message came through their communication system. The language wasn't human, but their computer translated it. "Identify yourselves or be destroyed." "This is Captain Olivia Ross of Earth," she replied. "We come in peace." There was a long silence. Then, "Earth? The planet that resisted the Galdorians?" "Yes," Olivia confirmed, surprised. "Land at these coordinates. Come unarmed." Olivia looked at her crew. It could be a trap. But this might be their only chance to find allies. "We're going down," she decided. "Eric, stay with the ship. Be ready to leave quickly if needed." The base was built inside a cave. As Olivia and 2 crew members walked in, they were met by strange beings. Some looked almost human. Others had scales or extra limbs. All watched the humans with curious eyes. A tall reptilian creature stepped forward. "I am Krell," he said through a translation device. "Welcome to the Alliance of Survivors." Krell explained that everyone at the base had escaped from worlds conquered by the Galdorians. Some had been hiding for years, gathering technology and information. "The Galdorians destroyed my world," Krell said. "Only a few hundred of my kind survived. We have been waiting for someone to successfully fight back." Olivia shared Earth's story. Krell and the others listened with growing excitement. "No one has ever stopped their first attack before," said a small, blue-skinned female. "You have given us hope." The survivors shared valuable information. They knew Galdorian weaknesses and had maps of their territory. Most importantly, they confirmed what Earth feared. The Galdorians were preparing a much larger attack. "They will not underestimate you again," Krell warned. Back on Earth, General Paul Martinez oversaw the global defense preparations. Old enemies now worked together against a common threat. In Russia, scientists tested weapons designed to work in extreme cold. American drone technology merged with Chinese quantum computers. Indian missile systems protected multiple continents. "The world has never been so united," Paul told Jack during a meeting at the new United Earth Defense headquarters. Jack nodded. "Fear is a powerful motivator." "Not just fear," Paul corrected. "Determination. The Galdorians picked the wrong planet to attack." In her lab, Dr. Emma Carter worked day and night. The survivors had shared data about Galdorian biology and technology. Emma was particularly interested in their neural network. "Their ships and soldiers are all connected," she explained to Lisa during a late-night session. "It's how they coordinate, so perfectly, but it's also a weakness." "How?" Lisa asked. "If we could disrupt the network, it would affect their entire fleet." Emma pulled up a simulation on her screen. "I'm designing a virus that could break their connection. In theory, it would cause confusion and system failures." "In theory," Lisa repeated. "How would we deliver this virus? We'd need to get inside their network." Emma looked down. "Someone would need to get onto their mothership and upload it directly. It would be a one-way trip." When Olivia returned from her mission, she brought Krell and a few other survivors with her. Their knowledge of Galdorian technology proved invaluable. Krell worked closely with Earth's engineers, helping them improve their weapons and shields. "Your quantum shield was impressive," he told Alan, "but it needs to be stronger for what's coming." Alan nodded. "We're working on it. The problem is power. We can't maintain the shield over the entire planet for long periods." "My people faced the same issue," Krell said. "We found a solution using targeted shields instead of trying to cover everything. Together they designed a new system that could protect key areas while requiring less energy. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than before." World leaders gathered regularly to discuss strategy. Old political differences seemed small compared to the threat of extinction. Countries shared resources and technology openly. "We should attack them first," suggested one general. "Use the element of surprise." "With what?" asked another. "Our ships can barely leave the solar system." Jack stood up. "The survivors have given us coordinates for Galdorian outposts. Small attacks might slow them down, buy us more time." The debate continued, but in the end, they chose to focus on defense. Earth wasn't ready for an offensive war in space. Meanwhile, Emma's virus project progressed. She worked with Sam to understand how the Galdorian communication system operated. "It's elegant," Sam admitted. "Each ship functions as a node in their network. Take out one ship and the others compensate instantly. But if we could create enough disruption at once," and Emma suggested, "the whole network might collapse." Sam finished her thought. "That's brilliant." The problem remained how to deliver the virus. They would need volunteers for what could be a suicide mission. Paul organized a special training program. Soldiers learned to pilot small, fast ships designed to slip past Galdorian defenses. They studied alien language and technology. Only the best would be chosen for the mission. 1 year after the first attack, Earth's deep space monitoring stations detected movement. The Galdorian fleet was on the move, heading toward Earth. "How many ships?" Jack asked. "At least 50, Lisa reported, much larger than before." Word spread quickly. People moved to protected cities and shelters. Soldiers took their positions at defense stations around the world. In a private meeting, Emma presented her virus to Earth's leaders. "It's ready," she said, "but untested in a real Galdorian system." "And the delivery method?" Paul asked. Emma looked at Jack. "We need a small team to infiltrate their mothership." All eyes turned to Olivia, who had more experience with alien ships than anyone else. "The Defender can get us close," she said, "but entering their ship will be the hard part." "I will guide them," Krell offered. "I have been on Galdorian vessels before." As the meeting ended, Jack looked out the window at the night sky. Somewhere up there an armada was approaching, intent on wiping out humanity. "They think they know what they're facing," he said quietly. "They have no idea what humans can do when we're fighting for our survival." Earth prepared for war. The Galdorians were coming back, and this time they would bring everything they had. But humanity wasn't the same as it had been a year ago. They had new weapons, new allies, and most importantly, a united planet ready to fight for its existence. The alliance of survivors watched with hope. If Earth could stand against the Galdorians, maybe others could too. Maybe the age of Galdorian conquest was coming to an end. Deep space telescopes spotted them first. The Galdorian armada moved through the darkness between stars, a fleet 5 times larger than their first attack force. Earth had 1 month before they would arrive. "They're not taking any chances this time," Jack said, looking at the images with Lisa and Paul in the command center. "Neither are we," Paul replied. He pressed a button on the table, bringing up a holographic display of Earth's defenses. "It's time to show what we've been working on." For a year, Earth had prepared in secret. Old military bases were converted into weapon platforms. Underground facilities housed technology that most people didn't know existed. Major Frank Collins stood at attention as his team received their orders. They were going to Jupiter's moon Europa to activate a classified base, Progetto Lauricchio. "Nemesis has been dormant for 30 years, Paul told Frank. "Your job is to wake it up." Frank's team left Earth the next day on a high-speed transport. As they approached Europa, Frank explained their mission to his soldiers. In 1972, a small alien craft crashed in the ocean near California, he said. The government kept it secret. They studied the technology and built experimental weapons based on what they found. The most dangerous ones were moved off-world to Europa during the Cold War. That's what we're here to get. The Europa base was built inside the ice moon. As Frank's team entered the facility, lights automatically came on. The air was stale but breathable. Machines hummed to life after decades of sleep. "It's like a museum," said one soldier, looking at the old computers and equipment. Frank walked to the main control panel and entered a series of codes. A wall slid open, revealing a massive chamber filled with strange devices. "These are antimatter weapons," Frank explained. "They can destroy a Galdorian ship with 1 hit. There are gravity manipulation devices too. They can tear a vessel apart from the inside." The team worked quickly to prepare the weapons for transport back to Earth. What they found could change the outcome of the coming battle. Meanwhile, another secret project was underway at a facility near the Sun. Dr. Alan Wright supervised the final tests of the Sunfire defense system. "The concept is simple," he explained to Jack during a video call. "We use the sun's energy to create controlled solar flares, then direct them toward enemy ships." "How controlled are we talking about?" Jack asked. "Enough to avoid hitting Earth," Alan replied, "but still powerful enough to damage Galdorian shields." Around the world, similar projects moved from theory to reality. Years of hidden research, technologies deemed too dangerous for peaceful times, now represented humanity's best hope for survival. Commander Diana Howard coordinated with Krell and the Survivor Alliance. They established a network of warning beacons throughout the solar system, creating an early alert system for the Galdorian arrival. "The Galdorians have conquered 17 worlds," Krell told Diana as they worked, "but they've never faced serious resistance. Their strategy relies on overwhelming force against unprepared planets." "So they don't adapt well?" Diana asked. Never had to, Krell explained. No species has ever survived their first attack to learn from it, until Earth. This knowledge gave Diana an idea. She requested a meeting with Jack and Paul. The Galdorians expect us to be afraid, she said. They don't understand that humans become more dangerous when backed into a corner. We can use that. Psychological warfare? Paul asked. Diana nodded. We broadcast messages toward their fleet. Show them what happened to their ships last time. Make them hesitate. It's worth trying, Jack agreed. Every little advantage helps. As Earth's defenses grew stronger, Emma continued refining her neural disruption virus. Working with Sam and Krell, she created a delivery system that could spread quickly through the Galdorian network. The virus targets their basic command protocols, Emma explained during the final briefing. It will create confusion, make it harder for them to coordinate, but someone still needs to get it into their main system. Lieutenant Kelly Rodriguez volunteered to lead the upload team. She had studied Galdorian ship layouts with Krell and knew the risks better than anyone. My team will take a small stealth craft, she explained. While the main battle distracts them, we'll board the mothership and upload the virus. The chances of return are slim, Paul warned. Kelly nodded. We understand, sir. But if it works, it's worth it. 3 weeks before the Galdorians would reach Earth, Frank's team returned from Europa with the recovered weapons. Scientists worked day and night to understand and replicate the technology. We can build 20 antimatter missiles, Frank reported, and 5 gravity disruptors. Not enough to destroy their whole fleet, but enough to hurt them badly. Place them strategically, Jack ordered. Target their largest ships first. The Sunfire system was also ready for deployment. Solar satellites moved into position, ready to channel the sun's energy toward the approaching enemy. Diana's warning beacons picked up increased activity from the Galdorian fleet. They were accelerating, hoping to catch Earth by surprise. They'll be here in 2 days, she reported. Jack called an emergency meeting of all defense leaders. This is it, he said. Everything we've planned for. Humanity faces its greatest test. Paul stood up. All defense forces are in position. The shield generators are at full power. The antimatter weapons are deployed. The Sunfire system is ready. And the virus? Jack asked. Ready, Emma confirmed. Kelly's team will launch as soon as the battle begins. Around the world, people prepared for the attack. Some prayed. Some held their loved ones close. Others stood ready to fight. But no one gave up hope. Krell and the survivors watched with a mixture of fear and anticipation. In all my travels, Krell said to Olivia, I've never seen a species prepare so thoroughly in such a short time. That's humanity for you, Olivia replied. We're stubborn. The day before the attack, Jack addressed a global audience via video. Tomorrow, we face an enemy that has destroyed 17 civilizations. They think we'll be number 18. They're wrong. For a year we've prepared. We've united. We've built weapons they can't imagine. When they attacked us last year, we surprised them. With our quantum shields, tomorrow we'll show them everything else we can do. I won't lie to you. The battle will be hard. We may lose cities. We may lose people we love. But we will not lose Earth. The Galdorians made a mistake when they attacked us. They showed us what we're up against, then gave us time to get ready. That was their biggest error, because humans don't just fight back. We learn, we adapt, we overcome. Tomorrow we don't just defend our world. We send a message to the entire galaxy. Humanity will not be conquered. The speech was translated and broadcast toward the approaching fleet. Diana's psychological warfare campaign included videos of the first Galdorian defeat and images of Earth's new weapons. As the Galdorian ships entered the outer solar system, they encountered the first of Earth's surprises. Hidden mines detonated around Pluto, destroying 3 scout ships. They've improved their technology, a Galdorian commander noted. It doesn't matter. They cannot stand against our full might. The Galdorian plan was simple. Overwhelm Earth's defenses with numbers. They didn't realize that humanity's hidden arsenal was about to be revealed. On their screens, Earth's defense leaders watched the approaching fleet. It was massive, filling the sky with ships of all sizes. The mothership alone was larger than anything humans had built in space. "All forces, stand by," Jack ordered. "Let them make the first move." The Galdorians began with electromagnetic pulses, designed to disable Earth's electronics. But humanity had hardened its systems. Communication networks switched to quantum-entangled channels that couldn't be disrupted. "No effect," Lisa reported. "Our systems are holding." The Galdorian commanders paused, surprised. This wasn't in their battle plan. After a moment of hesitation, they launched their main attack. Energy weapons fired from dozens of ships aiming for Earth's major cities. "Shields up," Paul ordered. The improved quantum shields activated, covering key areas with a blue glow. The Galdorian weapons hit the shields and dispersed, causing minimal damage. "They're adjusting their attack pattern," Diana warned. "Focusing on power centers." "Now," Jack commanded, "show them what we've got." Earth's hidden arsenal activated. Antimatter missiles launched from secret bases. The Sunfire system directed solar energy in a concentrated beam. Gravity disruptors created fields that twisted metal and tore shields apart. For the first time, in their conquest history, the Galdorians faced weapons that could hurt them. 3 large ships exploded as antimatter missiles found their targets. 5 more spun out of control, caught in gravity distortions. The battle had begun, and Earth was fighting back. Admiral Greg Nelson watched the battle unfold from the Lunar Command Center. Screens showed the positions of Earth forces throughout the solar system. The space around Earth glowed with weapon fire and explosions. "Status report," Greg ordered. "Shields holding at 80%, an officer replied. "We've lost 2 orbital platforms but taken down 7 enemy ships." It wasn't enough. The Galdorian fleet was too large. For every ship Earth destroyed, 3 more took its place. They were slowly pushing through the outer defenses. "Deploy the Mars Squadron," Greg ordered. On the Red Planet, pilots rushed to their ships. The Mars Defense Force had trained for this moment for months. Their ships were smaller than the Galdorians, but faster and more maneuverable. Captain Olivia Ross led the squadron. "Remember your training," she told her pilots over the radio. "Use the terrain. Hit and run. Don't try to match them head-on." The Mars ships launched into space, flying in tight formation. They approached the Galdorian fleet from below, where sensors were weakest. Their first attack took the aliens by surprise, destroying 2 support ships before the Galdorians could respond. "Break and scatter," Olivia ordered. Her pilots split up, each choosing different targets. The Galdorians tried to track them, but the human ships moved unpredictably, using Mars and its moons as cover. Meanwhile, in the asteroid belt, another human strategy unfolded. Mining ships normally used to extract minerals from space rocks had been converted into weapons. They launched asteroids toward the Galdorian fleet, creating a deadly field of debris. "Clever," Krell commented, watching from Earth. Using the solar system itself as a weapon. The battle extended across space from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt. Earth used the terrain of the solar system to its advantage. The Galdorians, used to fighting above single planets, struggled to cover so much territory. On Earth's moon, a special weapon prepared to fire. The lunar cannon, built inside a crater on the far side, used electromagnetic force to launch projectiles at incredible speeds. When it fired, the recoil shook the entire moon. The projectile, a simple metal rod, hit a Galdorian destroyer at a fraction of light speed, tearing through its hull like paper. In Earth orbit, Jack coordinated the defense satellites. "Focus fire on their weapon platforms," he ordered. "Protect the shield generators at all costs." The Galdorians adjusted their strategy, targeting Earth's defense systems directly. Their largest ships moved into position to fire their main weapons. "They're charging their planet killers," Lisa warned. "This is what we've been waiting for," Jack said. He sent a coded message to Kelly's stealth team. "Execute virus upload now." Kelly's small ship had been hiding in the shadow of a disabled satellite, waiting for this moment. As the Galdorian mothership focused on Earth, Kelly's team made their move. Using technology designed by Emma and Krell, they attached their ship to the mothership's hull near a maintenance port. "We're in position," Kelly reported. "Beginning infiltration." Kelly and 3 soldiers cut through the hull and entered the massive alien ship. They wore exosuits designed by Earth engineers based on Krell's knowledge of Galdorian technology. The suits masked their life signs, making them appear as Galdorian crew members to internal sensors. Central computer should be 3 levels down, Kelly said, checking the map Krell had provided. They moved quietly through the ship. Twice they had to hide as actual Galdorians passed by. The aliens were tall, with gray skin and 4 arms. They wore armor that seemed to move with them like liquid metal. After 20 minutes of careful navigation, they reached the central computer room. It was larger than they expected, with glowing pillars of light connecting floor to ceiling. "This is their neural network hub," one soldier whispered. Just like Krell described, Kelly removed a small device from her pack, Emma's virus delivery system. "Cover me," she ordered. "This will take a few minutes to upload." While Kelly worked, the battle outside intensified. The Galdorian planet killers were almost ready to fire. Earth's defenses threw everything they had at the massive weapons, but the shields around them held. "Shields down to 40%, an officer reported to Greg. "We can't take much more of this." "Where's that virus?" Greg demanded. Inside the mothership, Kelly finished connecting the device to the neural network. "Upload beginning," she reported. 20%, 30%. Suddenly alarms blared throughout the ship. "They've detected us," one soldier warned. "Keep them off me," Kelly ordered. "I need 2 more minutes." Her team took positions at the doorway as Galdorian soldiers approached. The humans had better weapons, technology reverse-engineered from the Europa base, but the Galdorians had numbers. 50% uploaded, Kelly reported as energy blasts hit the wall beside her. The firefight was intense. One human soldier fell, then another. The last defender held the doorway alone, buying time with his life. 80%, 90. A Galdorian blast hit the console next to Kelly, sending sparks flying. She shielded the upload device with her body. 100%. Upload complete. The effect was immediate. Throughout the Galdorian fleet, ships suddenly lost coordination. Some fired on empty space. Others stopped moving entirely. A few even fired on their own allies. "The virus is working," Lisa reported, watching the chaos spread across the enemy fleet. "Their neural network is collapsing. The Galdorian planet killers powered down, their targeting systems confused by contradictory commands. The largest ships drifted aimlessly, their crews unable to control them." "What about Kelly's team?" Jack asked. There was no response from the mothership. The last transmission had been the confirmation of the upload. No one expected them to make it out. Earth seized the moment. All remaining weapons fired at once. Antimatter missiles destroyed 3 more capital ships. The lunar cannon fired again and again, each shot tearing through alien hulls. The Mars squadron targeted engines and weapon systems on disabled vessels. On the Galdorian mothership, confusion reigned. The neural network that connected all their systems was giving random, conflicting orders. Lights flickered. Doors opened and closed for no reason. Life support systems failed in some sections. In the central computer room, Kelly looked at the destruction around her. She was the only survivor of her team. The virus had worked, but there was no way out. Galdorian reinforcements would arrive soon. Then she noticed something strange. The neural network pillars were changing color from blue to green. The ship's internal map appeared on a nearby screen, highlighting a path to the hangar bay. "Emma," Kelly whispered. "You clever woman. The virus wasn't just disrupting the network, it was temporarily controlling it." Emma had programmed an escape route. Kelly followed the green lights through the ship. Galdorian soldiers ran past her, too busy with system failures to notice one human. She reached the hangar bay and found a small Galdorian shuttle. "I hope Krell's flying lessons were good," she muttered, climbing into the alien craft. The shuttle's controls responded to her touch, another gift from Emma's virus. Kelly launched from the mothership just as secondary explosions began tearing it apart from within. "This is Lieutenant Rodriguez," she transmitted on the emergency channel. "One survivor requesting pickup." "Kelly?" Jack's voice came back, filled with disbelief. How did you? Thank Emma, Kelly replied. Her virus did more than we expected. Across the solar system, the battle was turning decisively in Earth's favor. The Galdorian fleet, once perfectly coordinated, was now in disarray. Individual ships fought on, but without the neural network, they couldn't mount an effective attack. Admiral Gregg gave the order. All forces, press the advantage. Don't let them regroup. Earth's remaining weapons focused on the largest Galdorian ships, those that could still cause significant damage. The Sunfire system directed a massive solar flare toward a cluster of enemy vessels, overloading their shields. For the first time in their conquest history, the Galdorians faced defeat. Their commanders, unable to comprehend what was happening, ordered a retreat. Ships that could still navigate began pulling back toward Neptune's orbit. In the Lunar Command Center, officers cheered as the enemy fled. Gregg allowed himself a small smile before returning to business. Damage report, he ordered. 2 major cities hit. Shields failed in those areas. Orbital defenses at 30% capacity. We lost 40% of our space forces. Heavy losses, but not devastating. Earth had survived. Jack looked at the retreating Galdorian fleet on his screen. Should we pursue? He asked. Gregg considered it. They could destroy more enemy ships, perhaps even eliminate the threat entirely. But Earth's forces were also depleted. Continuing the fight would cost more lives. No, Gregg decided. Let them go. They've learned their lesson. Lisa looked at the sensor readings. They're regrouping beyond Neptune. About 60% of their original force remains. They could attack again, Paul warned. They won't, Krell said confidently. Not now. The Galdorians have never. The message traveled outward from Earth, carried by powerful transmitters built with technology learned from the Galdorians. It spread in all directions, in every language humans knew, plus the common trade language Krell had taught them. Jack stood with Lisa, watching the main screen as the message was sent. Do you think anyone's listening? He asked. After what just happened here? I think everyone's listening, Lisa replied. The message was simple but powerful. This is humanity of Sol 3. We sought peace but were met with violence. We defended ourselves and prevailed. We have no desire for conquest or revenge, but make no mistake, we are armed and ready. To those who would threaten our existence, we will not be harvested, enslaved, or exterminated. To those who seek peaceful exchange, we welcome you as equals. The choice is yours. Along with the message, Earth included technical specifications of weapons they had developed but never deployed. Planet killers and star destabilizers that could have been used against the retreating Galdorians, but weren't. It was proof that humanity's restraint was a choice, not a limitation. In the months that followed, Earth continued to rebuild and prepare. The United Defense Forces grew stronger. Scientists developed new technologies based on what they had learned. From alien wreckage, the quantum shields became permanent fixtures around major cities. Krell and the other survivors chose to stay on Earth. They helped humans understand more about the galaxy and its dangers. They also spread word through their own networks about what had happened in the Sol system. The Galdorians were the greatest power in this sector, Krell explained during a meeting with Earth's leaders. Their defeat has created opportunities. Reports came in from deep space monitoring stations. Activity in nearby star systems had increased. Ships were moving, some approaching the edges of the solar system before turning back. They're watching us, Gregg noted. Testing our borders. Let them watch, Paul said. They'll see we're getting stronger every day. 1 year after the battle, a new ship was ready for launch. The Explorer was Earth's first true interstellar vessel, designed for long-range travel and diplomacy. It combined the best of human engineering with technologies learned from Krell and the Galdorians. Captain Joe Freeman was chosen to command it. As a former submarine commander, he had experience with long missions in hostile environments. Your orders are simple, Jack told him during the launch ceremony. Explore nearby systems. Make peaceful contact where possible. Show the flag, but don't start any fights. Joe nodded. And if we find Galdorians? Avoid engagement if possible, Jack replied. But defend yourselves if necessary. The galaxy needs to know we're not aggressive, but we're not weak either. The explorer left Earth's orbit amid cheers and good wishes. It carried representatives from major nations, scientists eager to study new worlds, and a small but well-armed security team. Their first destinations were systems where Krell knew friendly species lived. As the explorer traveled through the darkness between stars, its crew marveled at the journey their species had made in just 2 years, from never having seen aliens to traveling among the stars. Joe kept a captain's log, recording their experiences. Day 37. Made contact with the Lyran, a peaceful species on our first port of call. They welcomed us cautiously but warmly. Their world was once threatened by the Galdorians but is too far from main trade routes to be valuable enough for conquest. They were amazed by our story. Several of their scientists have requested to visit Earth. Day 64. Encountered a trading post near the Centauri system. Multiple species gather here to exchange goods. Our arrival caused quite a stir. Word of Earth's victory has spread. Some see us as heroes, others as a potential new threat. I've emphasized our peaceful intentions while ensuring our security team is visible. Balance is key. Day 103. Had our first tense moment today. A Galdorian scout ship entered the same system we were surveying. They immediately changed course when they detected us. We maintained position and readiness but made no aggressive moves. They left without incident. Message received, it seems. 5 years after the Galdorian attack, Earth had changed dramatically. Space travel was commonplace. Defense platforms orbited every planet in the solar system. Trade had begun with several alien species. Human diplomats worked to build alliances. The Explorer was returning from its third mission when it encountered something unexpected. A delegation of 12 ships from different species, waiting at the edge of the solar system. "This is Captain Joe Freeman of Earth," Joe transmitted. "Identify yourselves." The response came in clear human English. "We are representatives of the newly formed Galactic Council. We request permission to enter your system and speak with your leaders." After careful security checks, the delegation was escorted to Earth. They met in a special chamber built for interspecies conferences, with atmospheric controls for different breathing requirements. The head of the delegation, a tall, blue-skinned, being named Orcs, addressed Earth's gathered leaders. For 10,000 years, the Galdorian Empire has expanded unchecked, taking what they wanted and destroying any who resisted. 17 civilizations fell before them. Then they found Earth. Lorix made a gesture that translated roughly as respect. "Your victory was unexpected. Your message afterward even more so. It has changed everything. Worlds that lived in fear of conquest have found courage. Oppressed species have overthrown their masters. A new balance is forming." "The Galdorians?" Jack asked. "Confined to their home system," another delegate answered. "Without their conquered territories, their resources are limited. They are being monitored to ensure they cannot rebuild their war fleet." "And this council?" Paul inquired. "What is its purpose?" "Cooperation," Lorix explained. "Exchange. Mutual defense. We invite Earth to join us, not as supplicants or as conquerors, but as equals. Your species has earned that right." The discussion continued for days. Earth's leaders debated the benefits and risks of joining a galactic organization. Would it limit their independence? Would it draw them into conflicts not of their making? In the end, they agreed to observer status, participating in the Council's discussions but not bound by all its rules. It was a cautious first step toward fuller integration with the galactic community. As the delegates prepared to leave, Lorix spoke privately with Jack. "There is something you should know," the alien said. "Not all see humanity's rise as positive. Some fear you will become the new Galdorians, aggressive, expansionist, dangerous. They point to your rapid military development as evidence. We built those weapons for defense," Jack argued. "Yes," Lorix agreed. "But capability and intention are different things. Your message, That you had planet killers but chose not to use them impressed many. But it frightened others. Power always does. What would you suggest? Jack asked. Balance, Lorik said. Continue to build your strength, but also show wisdom in how you use it. The galaxy is watching Earth now. Your next moves will define how you are seen for generations. After the council delegation departed, Earth's leaders reflected on Lorix's words. They had sent their warning to the galaxy. Humanity was armed and ready. Now they needed to show they were more than just warriors. Programs for scientific exchange were expanded. Trade routes opened to more worlds. Earth welcomed visitors, students and diplomats from dozens of species. Humans began to travel to other worlds, not just as explorers or soldiers, but as teachers, merchants, and friends. 10 years after the attack, a small Galdorian ship approached the edge of the solar system. Defense platforms immediately locked onto it, but held fire as per standing orders. We detect 3 Galdorians aboard, the defense officer reported to Jack, now Admiral of Earth's fleet. They're transmitting a message. We come to negotiate reparations. Jack thought about the journey humanity had taken, from nearly being conquered to becoming a rising power in the galaxy, from isolation to connection with countless new worlds and species, from vulnerability to strength. Let them approach, he ordered. But keep weapons ready. The Galdorian representatives arrived on the neutral ground of the moon. They were not the proud conquerors of before. These were diplomats, cautious and respectful. Our empire has fallen, their leader admitted. The species we conquered have freed themselves. Our economy has collapsed. We seek to rebuild differently. Why come to us? Jack asked. Of all the worlds you've harmed, why Earth? Because you could have destroyed us but didn't, the Galdorian replied. Your warning message showed strength and restraint. These are qualities we must learn if our species is to survive in the new galaxy you've helped create. Jack looked at Lisa, who had accompanied him to the meeting. She nodded slightly. We'll listen to your proposal, Jack told the Galdorians. But understand this, the days of conquest are over. If you want a place in this galaxy, you'll need to find it through cooperation, not domination. Later, standing on the lunar surface looking up at Earth, Jack reflected on everything that had happened. Humanity had survived its greatest test. They had warned the galaxy, mess with Earth at your peril. But they had also shown there was another way forward. In the command center back on Earth, a new message was being prepared, an update to the warning they had sent 5 years earlier.